I wanna know your name, man. I wanna know if you got a man. I wanna know. I wanna know everything. I wanna know your number and if I can come over in.
I wanna know what you like. I wanna know
So I can do it all night. Just telling me just a friend. Welcome to the Hottest Wellness Podcast. I've got time with Cherry ShaKayla.
Here we discuss personal growth, relationships, and healing to become aligned with the best version of ourselves.
What's up, girl?
Hey.
What's the vibes? How you feeling?
Today drained me.
It's been a day.
It's been a week.
It's been a month. This is what, week 2 of the month? Week 3?
Yeah, we went on week 3, I think.
Dang.
Yeah, we had to take a week last week because life was lifing. Yeah.
Yeah.
I was glad we took a week though, because once we decided not to record, I was like, whew, I can breathe. I actually didn't post anything the rest of the week on any social media, and I was like,
I'm proud of you.
you are?
Yeah, because you usually...
I know, on my phone all day, like, trying to work.
Yeah.
It was nice.
Got your Sims popping off again.
Oh my God. Okay, I had to delete my entire mods folder and start over from scratch. But now I think I got everything I need.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I envy the Sims girls. I like watching you do it. Especially now that you have the mods. It's like more fun for me to watch.
Yeah, I can only play with mods. I've said that 1,000 times. They about to drop a new expansion pack. It's like for rent, which is very annoying because when are y'all going to drop Sims 5? Why are you still dropping expansion packs for Sims 4? Trying to get in our pocket for some stuff that should have automatically been included in the game when they made San Mushino.
Go off, baby.
So yeah, they got me feeling tight, but I am excited to play it.
I'm here for it. I can't wait to get a gaming computer so I can live my GTA dreams.
You want to play it on the computer?
Mm-hmm. So I can play with the mods.
Oh, okay.
I'll be on the website looking at stuff, just trying to see, ooh, I want this. Yeah.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing good, you know. Living. Living my life like it's Jolden.
Every time you say that, it just, I don't know, it grosses me out. Jolden?
Yeah, I mean, it's a little sprinkle
of what?
Sprinkle of sunshine, you know?
Okay.
I'm chilling though. Sleepy. I tried to have a snack beforehand, but it wasn't a smart snack.
What?
I made an Oreo milkshake, and it tastes delicious. But it's like I instantly start coughing as soon as I start drinking it, so not the best idea.
What can you do?
Bruh.
Do you have anything you want to get off your chest this week, or?
No, because I already emailed my supervisor about it.
Well, that's good. Handle some business.
Yeah.
I did want to talk about the KeKe Palmer and her baby father situation. Now that it's been exposed that he's been abusing her physically on top of the mental and emotional and verbal abuse as well. And so she got a restraining order on him, and she filed for sole custody of her son. And I just want to say, I told you so. All of the niggas was on Twitter acting like women were exaggerating. We need to mind our business. We're jealous because we don't have a man. And it's like, there's always signs. And when you've been in an abusive relationship, you know the signs. You know, they vary, of course, but...
Yeah.
you know, being controlling and stuff, and especially trying to embarrass somebody around other people, that is like a telltale sign that somebody's being abused behind closed doors. So I'm happy for her that, you know, she made the decision to take back control of her life, because it is a difficult thing. When people are in situations like that, they always say, why didn't you leave? Why didn't you leave sooner? And it's like, it'd be scary.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Shout out to that. Did you have anything to add to that?
Fuck that nigga.
I will say that, you know, black people, we had to make a few jokes out of something, and everybody is saying how much they got KeKe's back. Period. I mean, I already had her back. Virgos unite, you know?
Yeah.
So.
A part of me hopes that he gets redacted.
Damn.
So.
I feel like that could mean anything. I'm like, redacted?
I'll share the classified information offline.
Okay. You want to get into the affirmation of the week?
Affirm us.
This week's affirmation is, I connect emotionally with ease.
Yeah. Connected.
Here you go with this again.
Did I ever play that song for you?
You did, and you've sang it a bunch of times.
It was a hit.
I just want to go back to what is a reggae gospel song like?
What do you mean? Hold on now. Now you tripping.
I don't want to talk about this. Let's just get into the episode.
I am blessed. They got the hits.
Okay.
Every day of my life I'm blessed. You know what? I just sent you a clip earlier today. That one was funny, but like this pastor was just, he was freestyling and it was like on that reggae shit.
And what did I say back to you in a reply?
What'd you say?
I said that he just got saved last week. Don't mind him.
You know what?
No, because he was busting it down.
He was giving us what we needed. Sometimes you gotta whine for Jesus.
Okay. I'm not doing nothing for Jesus, but I'll leave that to you.
Well, for G-O-D.
Okay. What we talking about this week, girl?
This week, we're talking about being emotionally available and emotionally unavailable.
Have you been emotionally unavailable, or like been in a relationship like that, or with somebody who was emotionally unavailable?
Most of my life.
Damn.
All my life.
You've been fighting all your life.
I hid from emotions and or pretended to hide from emotions for a large part of my life.
You still be kind of doing it though. Like I have to sometimes like pull it out of you what's wrong with you, or your feelings about something. But I don't think you're like emotionally unavailable in our relationship. It's just like a few little behaviors that are, you know, left behind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you?
I've definitely been emotionally unavailable, and I've been with people who are emotionally unavailable at the same damn time. Definitely people who are emotionally unavailable usually attract, you know, the same. So, yeah.
That's a thing.
Absolutely.
I feel like maybe it takes some time to even know what it means to be emotionally available. Like, I feel like emotional availability and emotional intelligence go hand in hand.
Yeah, absolutely. I feel like you have to be aware and understanding of your emotions, able to process them before you can really be available to other people.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like what we said last week on the episode. A lot of times if you're shutting your own self down on your feelings, you're definitely doing that to other people. So, it's a toxic cycle.
For sure.
So I guess we can talk about like what it means to be emotionally available or emotionally unavailable. So emotional availability is really like ability of the two people in the relationship, to have deep, meaningful conversations and connections, and just the basis of their relationship being rooted in vulnerability, the ability to trust each other, and just honest and open communication. Yeah. Which it sounds good, but it's easier said than done for sure, especially when you had like any traumatic past, like if a bunch of your relationships was like that, it's like hard to break out of it.
Yeah. What about like friendship stuff? You think that can affect
absolutely
your desire to even be emotionally available?
I think relationships are relationships, and we really do put too much energy into romantic relationships when all of them function the same way. We might prioritize our romantic relationships sometimes over our familiar ones or platonic relationships, but it's all the same thing. If I'm functioning with you in a relationship and I'm emotionally unavailable, chances are I'm like that with everybody. You know what I'm saying? And so that's why you got to know yourself, learn yourself, and really process what you've been through. Cause yeah. Now emotionally unavailability, emotional. Did I say that right? Okay. I feel like a tongue twister.
A little bit.
So this is people who do not respond to emotional cues. They are not available for any emotional connection. Like they will have difficulty expressing their emotions, but it's like a repeated behavior. It's not just like in one conversation, it's like, oh, I'm scared to say how I feel. It's like every single time they don't want to share their feelings. They're afraid to share their feelings. They feel like their feelings don't matter. Or they just don't want to go deep with people. They don't want to have, it's like really surface level with them. Yeah. I feel like that's definitely rooted in like a fear of commitment, definitely like trauma, and just not wanting to get close to other people if you've been hurt before. Like abandonment issues really be kicking their ass for sure. Yeah.
I deal with that when it comes to my friends or meeting new people. Even people I've known for some years, like every 12 months I rediscover just how much I don't share with people. And it's like, I don't know if at this point it's just something, it's like a bad habit that I can't break, or it's just difficult. I was talking to one of my friends earlier, and they asked me, like, basically what's been going on, you know what I'm saying, how am I doing? And it was just like a regular response, like, I'm good, everything's good, I'm working, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's so much more happening than that.
Is it like those specific people that you don't want them knowing all your business type of situation? Or is it like you are literally holding yourself back from saying the truth?
I'm gonna go with the latter, because it's pretty much like that with everybody. It's like I just don't share. Yeah.
I mean, that comes from, pushing your feelings down, other people making you feel like your emotions don't matter, or it's wrong to show certain emotions. So I get it. I've definitely been there. But for me, it's definitely like more specific relationships. Or like, say if I just got out of a relationship, I'm like very cautious. Like, even when we started dating, I was like, I didn't really want to get close to you because I did have I still do have abandonment issues, but they're not as bad as they used to be. But like, yeah, I just felt like, something happened, we could break up, or like, and I just didn't want to like give you everything and then felt like the same way I felt before when I had a breakup.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Yeah, definitely. And I think that in friendships too, and I've encountered people that I've been friends with before where it seemed like to me they were being secretive, but it's like once you really kind of start to watch people and understand their behavior, then I realized like, oh, this is not about me at all. This is like them. Like they actually have an issue. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Maybe like the same thing as you trusting new people. You know what I'm saying? Or I don't know. It could be all kinds of reasons. Really, you never really know for real.
Yeah. I be trying to get down to the bottom of it, but it's like I feel like I know where it stems from. I feel like most of my issues stem from one specific moment in my life. That one moment I told you about when I was a kid. And that makes sense. But it's like, nah, there's no way.
Yeah, there's definitely a way because you know what they say, your canon moment. It's like could be your villain origin story, or it could be the thing that inspire you for the rest of your life. And like that's why it's so important to think about what you say before you say it. Words do mean things. And like definitely a lot of my insecurities come from things people said to me or times I was getting bullied, and it's like I will never like that thing about myself again, or I'll always be like, subconscious about it. Like,
yeah.
I think for the most part, what causes it is like people have unhealthy attachments. Like, some people have codependency in their relationship, or maybe attachment styles that they learned from their parents and their family growing up. So like, if you grew up in a family and like a lot of people are distant, or they don't say I love you, or they're not affectionate, that's gonna impact you and how you move in your relationships as you grow. Like I have friends that genuinely don't want me to hug them. They genuinely get upset if I make them emotional or teary-eyed. Like,
jeez. That's what friends are for.
Yeah, one of my best friends, she always just be like, Shay, like, don't even start. Like, for real. And, I get it because I respect what she's been through and how she's processing and healing or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Definitely trauma. Like, period.
Save that trauma for your mama. Well, that's where you got it from.
Most of the time. I mean, you can't get trauma from your dad if he's not around.
Yikes.
Also, people having certain mental health conditions, like obviously if they're depressed or anxiety, that could cause them to be less social or, less open to connecting with people. Even like, I feel like people who have autism too, people who are on a spectrum of any kind, ADHD, like it's like you definitely have some issues with socializing, being in groups of people. How do they think about me? Like it's just a lot. And also there's your own priorities and whatever circumstances that you have. So some people, they feel like before I can get into a relationship that's deep and meaningful, I have to get certain things together. They're like, oh, I have to get my money right, or I have to be stable in this way or that way before I can actually give myself to a person. But then there's those other people who are just wasting people's time, what I'm saying, and they don't prioritize deep connections with people. Like their other relationships are surface level. If you meet somebody and their relationship with their friends seem like they don't really know that much about each other, or they don't talk about real shit, 9 times out of 10, baby, run. just run. Just keep moving, because chances are they just gonna do you the same way.
It won't get deep at all.
But you definitely have to be careful too with trauma bonding with people, because if you meet somebody and they start telling you their life story and like all the things they've been through way too fast, and you've been through similar things, it's like y'all have this connection through those things, and like it really, y'all enabling both of each other to not heal.
You know, I heard, I want to say first I just heard it on a podcast, and then I heard somebody was talking to a doctor or something. I think they were a psychologist. And they were like, trauma bonding is not what we think it is. It's really like you trauma bond with somebody that you went through the trauma with. And it's not like sharing trauma.
I think two things can be true though. You know what I'm saying? Because like, I will say, although I've shared traumatic experiences with some people, like my siblings or, you know, some of my closest friends, we all are experiencing things differently. Like when we did the Mother's Day episode and I said, oh, I felt like my mom neglected us. And my sister listened to it and she said she didn't feel that way. So we don't necessarily bond over that. You know what I'm saying? We could say, oh, we had a hard life growing up, but we experienced it totally different. We experienced my mom differently. So I feel like that's not always true. I mean, I get where they're coming from too. Like, absolutely going through something with somebody can, like, you know, keep y'all in that place of wherever y'all went through something with. But I feel like more than likely it's what I said, though.
I feel like that's dangerous unless you're both trying to get past it. I feel like, well, I guess that's where the
codependency comes in.
Yeah. And the bad part of trauma bonding comes in.
I mean, yeah, because there's plenty of things that I told people or shared with you, and it's not so that I can, like, keep feeling sad about it or keep feeling hurt about it. It might just because I just want to share that part of my life with somebody. Or they had an experience and I want to share that. That's common. Other people go through that too. Like, so everything is not a trauma bond. Like, you know what I'm saying? Sometimes people be taking it way too far. So when you realize that you were emotionally available, like, how did that come about? Or like, how did you know that you were being emotionally available? Like, what clicked to you and was like, girl?
When did I know that I was emotionally unavailable?
Right.
You know, it all started when I met Twan. And
that's her best friend.
Oh yeah.
In case it's your
for
first
the new
time
folks
watching.
here. Twan's my best friend. He's awesome. Hi, Twan.
Hey, Twan.
So it started when I met Twan. And we started having like deep conversations almost immediately. Everything was a deep conversation. Even now, but it's like lightly deep conversations. Like we can get to it and then move on to the next topic. But I guess being in connection with somebody that challenged me to think about myself and the way that I was behaving over the past 10 years 12 over the past years I've just had different moments where my behavior or my thought process will be brought to my attention and it'd be like, oh, so that's not okay that I do that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I definitely can relate with that. I feel like for me, my behaviors was so different from when I was emotionally unavailable to when I was emotionally available. Like, it didn't click to me until I became emotionally available, and I was like, "Dang, girl, what you been doing this whole time?" Like, I I'm not gonna say I didn't have deep and meaningful connections, but it was like that was reserved for people that I've been friends with the longest. You know what I'm saying? It was like difficult for me to have those relationships to people that I was just getting to know.
Yeah.
I didn't know what I wanted out of my relationship, so I just was moving and grooving. You know what I'm saying? I definitely did not want to like put a label on stuff like, oh, that's not my girlfriend. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I remember this was like after I had broke up with my ex-girlfriend, and then I was dating somebody after that. And she was like making plans like, what are we going to do on Thanksgiving? Like, Christmas is coming up. Let's go to DC and hang out. And I was like, hold up. Like,
Pump
put the
your
brakes. Yeah. Because I literally started getting scared. Like, absolutely not. I cannot commit to plans in advance. I can barely connect to meeting you in public. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, you know what I'm saying? I definitely had a lot of difficulty trusting people because I couldn't trust myself. And yeah. Oh, and I was hella defensive and like always felt like I was being attacked when people were just trying to like tell me how they were feeling. Which, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think definitely when I became open to intimacy, like real intimacy, it was like a whole new world opened up.
A whole new world.
For real. And it was like, oh wow, I've been fighting this for years.
You still be fighting though.
It's hard.
Yeah, I mean, I get it. It's like certain people, I still have difficulty opening up or sharing my feelings about certain things. Like, even when it comes to my different friendships, because I have a lot of friends that I'm extremely close to. And I have my own relationships with them. So certain things I will talk to one friend about that I will never mention to another friend. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how it is, because our relationships is different. There's not many people that I tell every single thing to. Like, outside of like you and Monty, that's pretty much it. Everybody else is on a need to know basis. So
I feel like there's nothing wrong with that. I mean, because everybody's not there for that.
Yeah, exactly. And it's, to me, I feel like that's how you have balanced relationships. Like, because then you're being an energy vampire constantly, always like, oh, this is happening in my life, that's happening in my life, like, what should I do about this? And it's like, you need to chill out.
Yeah. You need to.
I was thinking Taylor Swift right now. I need to calm down. Or maybe she's saying you need to calm down. I don't know. I do feel like once I realized, oh, I'm being emotionally available, my behavior totally changed. Like, it was easier for me to express my emotions, but also I was more available to support the people in my life. Like, I realized that I had not been doing that in the past. Like, oh my God, dang, I should have been showing up for my friend in this way. And I just didn't know how. I didn't have the tools, or I didn't realize that's what they needed. You know?
You know what's hard? That I'm discovering is hard? Trying to be that better friend and be supportive. But like being able to support when they don't know what they need. It's hard.
Yeah. I feel like that's definitely a practice, and it only gets better as you get to know people. Like, the more you know somebody, the more you can tell what it is that they need. Or it just depends on how observant you are, you know what I'm saying? And how it is that they navigate through life in the first place. You know what I'm saying? So, like, certain people, I might have friends, and or family, and they like might be super insecure about their looks. So when I talk to them, the first thing I always say is, "You look so pretty. Like, you are so beautiful." And like, that just might be what they needed to hear that day. It doesn't necessarily mean that, oh, my grandpa died and I need somebody to be there for me. Sometimes it's like just the little things every day that you showing up for your friends in your relationship and supporting them in that way. Yeah.
Facts, B.
Yeah. I feel like when you have real, genuine relationships with people, that's when you realize, like, oh, I need to be open to this. Like, or it, not even you say I need to, it's like it just happens. Like, there's an ease in it. Like, oh man, I've never felt like this in any other relationship. Like, I feel that way with you on a romantic side. Like, I've never been involved with somebody romantically and like had the connection that we have. Not been afraid to share my emotions, not feel like I was being judged. Like, I have never ever been in a relationship where I didn't feel like the other person was judging me or expecting me to change in some type of capacity. And that's something I truly appreciate, you know, about being together. Like, I feel extremely peaceful in our relationship. I don't feel like I have to have my guard up. I don't feel like the need to lie about anything or hide anything from you. It's just real cool, you know what I'm saying? And you know when the relationship is healthy, when the energy is being reciprocated, you know what I'm saying? And it might not be constant all the time, because sometimes you might be low and the other person, you know, need to build you up, but it has to be some back and forth of reciprocation, or else you just know that it's not real.
Yeah.
It's not deep or whatever.
Yeah. Shit crazy.
What do you think, like, people should be aware of, I guess, trying to connect with people on an emotional level, like, deeply? Like, what do you think for yourself, too?
Well, I don't think that you can connect with anybody emotionally if you're not connecting with yourself emotionally. You have to be able to see your own feelings. It's easier to recognize other people when you can see yourself.
Yeah. That's why I always say relationships are so important, and how much we need relationships and community, because it literally is a reflection in the mirror back to us, to how we're behaving, how we're treating people, what it is that we want, what we need of our relationships. And as you grow and as you experience life, that becomes more clear to you. You know what I'm saying? So, like, don't ever feel like you made mistakes by trusting the person or experience. Every experience you had led you up to who you are today. Like, although sometimes relationships I had was shitty, I'm extremely grateful for those experiences, because, like, who would I be? Yeah. I think that for sure it's important to know what you need, what you want out of a relationship. And when you get into relationships with people, no matter what the capacity of that is, do those things align? Do y'all want the same things? Do y'all have similar goals, like specifically in a romantic relationship? Do you guys see the same thing for your relationship in a long-term way? So, like, say if this is so common, and it's always a lot of women too, they will be like ready to get in a relationship, doing all the stuff for the dude, like literally on some wifey shit, and the dude will not be wanting to commit to them or say that they're their boyfriend. Like, they'll just be totally trying to avoid, like, connecting with them on a deeper level. And it's like, when you first meet them and they say, I don't want to be in a relationship, you should literally take that at face value, and knowing that you do want to be in a committed relationship, get the fuck on. Like, this is conversations I feel like people need to be having in the first date, or the first conversations that they have with each other. Like, you know, what is your idea of a perfect relationship? Like, what's perfect relationship to you? Where do you see your life going? Like, what kind of future did you want to have? And like, those things change, but that's why you keep communicating. Like, when we first met, I was like hell-bent on never getting married again. I was like, I never, ever, ever want to be married again. Like, don't even think about it. And I feel like you were just like, oh, cool. But you also were neglecting how you actually felt. Like, you weren't allowing yourself to feel that you did want those things. That's what I think.
I can agree with that, but there is a difference between what you originally said. What'd you say?
Girl. Actually trying to get an immediate playback.
It's a difference between
like avoiding,
ignoring what I feel and not knowing that that's what I feel.
Like not being present in it.
Yeah.
I feel that. Because it's like one thing to know this is how I feel, and then just not tending to your needs or your feelings just so you can make another person comfortable in your relationship. Or like, you know, like the same thing. Somebody will say to you, you know, I don't want to move in with somebody, and you're looking for somebody that wants to be with you in that way. At that point, what are you doing?
Yeah, it's not gonna
work. What I'm saying? I don't think you should enter any relationship thinking that you could change anybody. And when you do, there's going to be a demise in the relationship, or ultimately you just won't be happy in that relationship.
Yeah. If everybody could get that message.
Yeah. I think enough people are not honest with themselves or honest with the people that they're in relationships with. Like, you have to know where you are, how you feeling in this current moment of your life, and what it is that you really have the capacity to give to your relationships. And then just communicating that. And also, whatever expectations you have for relationships, I think you should communicate that too. Whether, you know, it's your parents or even with your friends. Like, you know, I feel like with my father, I communicated to him this is the type of expectations or what I needed from the relationship with him. And it wasn't clicking, Steven. You know what I'm saying? And so that's when like boundaries come into place. When people are not treating you like you're valuable.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if anything you take away from this episode, if you heard all of this and you like, damn, I am emotionally unavailable right now, or even emotionally avoidant, leave people alone. Leave people alone if you do not want nothing serious. I mean, like, if you're not just trying to have like a fuck buddy, or you know this person is just like a surface level relationship, like maybe a co-worker, or like, you know, I've had friends where we really was just club friends. We just went out together, but I didn't really share a lot with my life with them. I don't think that they knew me for real.
Yeah.
We just was having fun together, and that's okay. Like, I knew that. I wasn't expecting them to show up for me in a way that they hadn't before. And I think that also is an issue sometimes in our relationships. We get let down and we think, oh, this person did this to me. And it's like, you're expecting somebody to show up for you in a way that they never have. They're most likely not capable of. And you know what I'm saying? You have to put people in the roles that make sense for your life. Like, yeah.
Facts, B.
Definitely. Been there though.
And those things can change based on where you are in life. Like, you might need more surface level friends around you at one point, and then you change, so your environment has to change with it.
Yeah, that's absolutely true. I remember I was talking to this girl one time, and like we wasn't even talking for a long time, but like she kept complaining like that I was being too deep, and like it's not that deep. Or, you know, and you know how I am, like a lot of shit is deep to me.
Yeah.
So I was like, you literally don't like me. Like, why do you keep calling me? If you don't enjoy talking to me, because this is what I'm gonna talk about. I'm not gonna change saying how I feel about certain stuff just because you don't want to hear that shit. I feel like it's on you to stop fucking calling me.
Yeah.
Like, realize that you really don't like me.
That's crazy.
Yeah. I think you can just be aware of people and know when you're in a relationship and they're not being emotionally available. Like, they are the type of people to shut down when it's time to talk about your feelings. You'll be getting into a disagreement or trying to have a conversation with them, and they got to walk out. And they're like, I don't want to be a part of this or something. And it's just like, I'm literally just trying to talk to you.
Yeah.
And then, oh my God, this is the biggest major key, is you feeling like you have to walk on eggshells with them about anything. And that really sucks. I have some relationships now that I feel like I gotta walk on eggshells with, and it makes me want to be distant from that person because I can't say how I truly feel. And you know me, I can't hold water, so it's like only gonna take so long for me to just be like blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
So yeah. And also, they just super inconsistent too. Like, 1 minute they there for you, the next minute they not.
Been there.
Oh my God. But also, like, on a romantic level, if they don't have a history of serious relationships and you trying to get in a serious relationship with them, you're probably not different. You're probably not different. And like, there is some people that be like, oh, you know, in my 20s I just want to date around, blah blah blah, and in my 30s I'm getting more serious and I'm looking for a wife. But they're gonna let that be known. They're gonna be like, I'm looking for a wife, I'm looking for my husband now. And that's gonna be very clear, like, from the beginning. It's not gonna be like,
and it's gonna show in their behavior.
Absolutely. When they say if he wanted to he would,
it's a fact. It is a fact.
Sometimes they straight up tell you, I don't want to be serious. I don't like being deep. I don't want nothing with you. And we just feel like we can change something, or that over time their feelings about you will change because you feel like I'm so magical and beautiful. And it's like, yeah, you are, but they just can't do it.
Why do we do that? It's such torture. Like, I'm so amazing, they're gonna change, and then when they don't change, you think you're not amazing anymore.
Yeah, exactly. It really defeats your own self-esteem and confidence.
That ain't have nothing to do with you.
Yeah,
they won't gonna do it anyways.
Like, we definitely all the bad guy in somebody's story, or at one point have been emotionally avoidant in relationships, or just sometimes we like that. Because sometimes I'm taking on enough stuff in my own feelings that I really can't give or take anything from anybody else. And like, that's a thing. But you just have to communicate it. Like, I feel like people who are emotionally unavailable, a lot of times they never had that. Like how I was saying, like, maybe they grew up with a family that wasn't close like that, or didn't share their feelings and stuff. And so when you come into them with that, it's scary. It's like, oh my God, what are you doing? And they're not going to be receptive to it because they've never experienced it. You know what I'm saying? And they might feel like they're not ready for it. You know? So when they don't reciprocate, you better just not be surprised about it, because there was so many red flags. Do you want to get into mental health matters? What is going on?
You gotta take your time. You gotta talk like Yolanda Adams sings.
Oh yeah, I don't do that. I talk very fast.
You gotta open your mouth all the way. Let's get into mental health matters.
Excuse me. It's making me sick thinking about talking like that.
Mental health matters. Yeah.
This week, I feel like we just want to encourage you all to really take time to know yourself, to be aware of how you're feeling in this moment, to create space for you to process your emotions, but also create space for you to just chill and relax and not always be on something. I feel like even me or myself, I'm guilty of this, like being on this healing journey. I always trying to find another thing that I need to heal, another thing I need to work on with myself. And it's like, can I just enjoy being me right now?
Yeah.
And like, I'm starting to learn that, like going to therapy, like I need to just enjoy where I'm at and who I am right now, because you're never going to be this version of yourself again. And it's going to be amazing when you continue to grow. But, you know, right now, it's just not it.
Yeah.
Once you understand your traumas or are aware of your triggers, then it's like, okay, I can begin to heal this relationship. And I don't have to convince anybody of my value or my worth, or that they should be with me or they should like me. You just cool with, like, if they ain't on the same time as me, bye.
You can get out.
Hit the road, Jack.
Yeah. We went to two completely different places.
Leave. Get out right now. It's the end of you and me.
It's too late. And I can't wait for you to get your bags.
Speaking of this, though, that video you sent me earlier with Anaya, and she did a cover to Fantasia, When I See You, but it was like the reverse. Like, it's not, I'm not happy when I see you. Like, I don't want to see you ever again.
The freestyle?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. First of all, she's so talented, so underrated, and she's one of the best songwriters I feel like that's out there.
Mm-hmm.
I was like, damn, this is so fire.
Yeah, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Check it out if you haven't seen it. You ready to get into Forest Bias?
Let's do it. I resist putting my fist up every time.
Girl. Let them know you down with the brown. This week for Forest Bias, I really wanted to discuss the new Vogue cover with Nicki Minaj on it. This is her first time being featured on Vogue. I thought she looked so amazing in the images, and I always think, like, when she do a cover, she looks so vulnerable, the way that she don't look like in a music video or in other interviews.
Yeah.
And it was like a rollout, because she also did the 73 questions with Vogue too. Like, if you haven't seen that, definitely check it out, because it's like you can see her house a little bit, and you like just get to know her on a personal level.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, I like this.
Yeah. I don't think I watched the whole thing, unless that one clip was the whole thing that I saw.
Mm-hmm.
But it's hard to tell.
Yeah. There's definitely not a lot of female rappers being on the cover of Vogue, and so this, I feel like it's huge, and like setting a precedent for, you know, it to be taken seriously. And also, like, Vogue is a fashion magazine, and I feel like Black women give so much to fashion, as far as like inspiration and just like them biting the stuff that we've been doing our entire lives and then making it a trend at any given moment. So I thought this was super exciting.
Yeah.
Shout out to Nicki.
Shout out. And I think that it's already like the most pre-sold copies or something like that.
Of all time, or like?
At least for US copies.
Oh, for US. That's dope.
Yeah.
You know the Barb's gonna show up and show out for her, okay?
That's just what we do.
Were you back Barbing? Okay.
Secretly.
It's not a secret.
It's still some things that her and I need to talk about on the side.
Yeah. I forgot what it was that you told me, and I was like, oh, you're a real Barb.
Oh, because I remember her birthday?
Oh, yeah. She knew her birthday by heart. I was like, damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I only know certain celebrities' birthdays. One, because I be doing, like, the life path. And then, like, say if somebody I care about birthday is that day, then I, like, be knowing, like, oh, their birthday is also this day or that month. But
yeah. That's how I know your sister's birthday.
oh, yeah, because it's Beyonce's birthday.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, she do say she is Sag every minute she gets, so.
Set a Sag. I'm a star. Sheriff badge.
She gives us a lot of bars, you know.
We didn't need that one though.
I loved it. So we can get into the breaks.
I don't have a song for that yet.
Oh, not the breaks. We're actually moving into Reality. My bad. Anything coming out this week or recently that you were excited about?
I know Beyonce's coming.
Girl. This past week, Rap Shit came back out.
Oh yeah.
On HBO.
Rap Shit is back. If you guys are fans. I'm a fan. Yeah, I'm a fan. I was gonna try to downplay it, but I'm a fan.
Yeah, I'm not. I think you can already tell I'm not a fan of something when I'm like literally talking so much during the show and like this and that, like, you know.
Yeah.
Being argumentative about the characters or what's happening, and so yeah.
I am intrigued to see what they do with the writing because the characters are so mismatched. It's like, where are y'all going with this?
Mm-hmm. I hope that they go into a place where the other girl can realize that this is not for her and she actually steps into the lane of like being authentic. And that is a hard thing though. I feel like even we struggle with that. Like, say like with the podcast, just keeping it on like wellness and personal growth. If we were to talk about a lot of sex or
just
back and forth about like toxic relationships with men and women, then we probably would be getting a lot more play. Yeah. And sometimes that is, you know, like appealing. Like, man, we should just get on that wave because then we'll be taking off so much faster. Yeah. But that's just really wouldn't be authentic to who we are, what we about, what we feel like our life purpose is. And so, yeah, I feel like for sure. I mean, I've definitely had a lot of issues with myself. Like I said before, I always feel like I had to be the sexy girl. So, like, now that I be trying to show up with myself as, like, so inspirational and spiritual, and still people be in my comments like, you look hot. Like, did you read the caption?
People don't read, baby.
I be reading captions.
You do be reading captions. Sometimes you send me stuff and I'm like, ooh, guess I'm getting my 30 minutes in today.
You don't be taking 30 minutes to read no caption.
Sometimes people be having long ass captions and I just want to say, take it to YouTube or something. When they extra long, I legitimately saw a caption the other day that was like an essay long.
Okay.
Like, why did you take the time to make this a caption?
Yeah, no. I mean, I do prefer like a meaningful caption than something that's just like a one-liner or whatever. Mm-hmm. Like those girls on TikTok that be doing it what dudes post on their Instagram.
They be funny.
They be funny as hell. I think they're behind the cartoons, like the ones that be like
the AI ones.
Yeah, because they was doing it so good and so fast, just right off the tongue. I'm like, they must be. It got to be them.
I wouldn't be surprised.
What I was about to say before that, I like cut myself off. I don't know.
Caption.
Oh yeah, I do prefer that when people are like more talking about something real in the caption and just like a lyric or something. Yeah. Like it's a time and a place, you know.
Yeah,
for sure. I did also wanted to bring up that Mike Epps and his wife Kyra just started a show on HBO. HGTV. That is such a lie. It's called Buying Back the Block. And we talked about this like months ago, how they were going into his hometown, his state, Indiana. Mm-hmm. And they were buying up a lot of houses that have been like torn down or like, you know, neglected. And mostly because the area was becoming super gentrified. And so they decided that they were going to start repairing these houses, basically flipping them, but then selling them for an affordable price so that the people that are native to that area can still live and survive in there. Yeah. You know, because gentrification is happening everywhere.
Yeah, that's to all you rappers and stuff trying to get into real estate, not with Caesar and Deja Envy.
Girl.
That's a good way to give back to the community, but like actually make it affordable.
But that's the thing, is people are so gung-ho about money that they're not thinking about what we're doing to the economy. Like that video, did I send it to you or you sent it to me? And it was like, it used to be Steve from Blue Cool's house, and they was selling it for like, no, they was renting it.
Oh yeah,
For a crazy amount of money a month. Like I want to say it was like 100,000 or like 22,000. It was like fucking insane.
And it looks abandoned on the outside.
The place don't look good. It don't look like it's in a good neighborhood. I was like, this is insane. Like they're just getting ridiculous, and all they're doing is continually raising the cost of living and not thinking about how this is impacting communities.
Yeah.
Like I have Medicaid, and I was like trying to get my a new, what is that called, like when you get a new eyeglass prescription?
That's just all I know it for.
Like an eye exam. That's what I was saying. Yeah. So I was like trying to find different places. Like, where can I get an eye exam? You used to be able to get an eye exam at like Walmart with Medicaid, or like more places took it. And like literally now no place in our town takes Medicaid to go get an eye exam or to get glasses there. And this is like not just like specific to that. Like when I was in the hospital, none of the gastroenterologists wanted to see me because they did not accept Medicaid.
Which is crazy and also very telling of what's going on in the area.
Exactly. And that's just you meaning that they're trying to raise the cost of living so they can attract a certain people and push a certain type of people out, which is low income, which is usually black and brown people, because we don't have access to a lot of resources that they have growing up or just right now. Like that crazy thing you sent me about the dude who was talking about you can get $60,000 from the bank, and it's basically like a fail-proof way to keep getting from the bank. And he was making these paintings, getting them appraised, and like in between getting the appraisal, so now he has all these paintings and he can go to the bank and say these paintings are worth this, and they'll give him a loan for that much. And if he don't pay back the loan, what they gonna do? Take the paintings? He can paint more paintings. And I was like, this is some shit that only work for white males.
Yeah.
Nobody else can walk in a bank and be like, oh, this is how much this is worth and blah, blah, blah. Can you give me a loan for this much? Like, absolutely not. Please.
I'm curious, how does, like, art like that, like painting appraisals, how do they determine how much it's worth?
I mean, because the people who are appraising it are experts. It's kind of like, have you ever watched Pawn Stars before?
Mm-mm.
Oh man, I used to love that show. Basically, they are like experts in different things, and they have like people working that are experts like in jewelry or like whatever. And just because they work in a pawn business for so long, they could tell like what something is worth. Sometimes they will bring somebody in, like say if somebody was trying to sell like an artifact from World War II, they will bring somebody in that's an expert on World War II, and then they will appraise it and say how much this is worth. So then the pawn shop will be like, we can give you this for it because this is how much we probably gonna make on it. So they're experts in their field. They know exactly what something is worth or what it could sell for.
That's interesting. It just kind of doesn't make sense to me, since something like a painting or a drawing is like in the eye of the beholder, kinda. So like, what measurements are you using?
I mean, there definitely has to be a specific standard to the measurements and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, even when jewelry, you know what I'm saying? Like, we went to the jewelry store, and it's like, yeah, you definitely can go to different jewelry stores. I mean, you might find prices that vary, but for the most part, you know, for 3 carats, this is the price that I'm going to be looking at. You know what I'm saying? Like, you already know. Well, it's just typical, like, because that's how much diamonds cost or gold costs, you know?
Yeah.
Like, when you go to get a grill made, you know it's probably going to cost between this amount based on what it is that you're trying to get, you know? So, yeah, I mean, appraisal is definitely a real thing. But
It's crazy.
Because you got to think about it. Somebody could appraise like a Basquiat and then be like, oh, this is worth so much. Or Andy Warhol, that's worth so much, because how much are people are willing to pay for it, or how many lengths they willing to go to pay for it. Like even Pokemon cards, like those be appraised. I took Max to the store and he went to trade some of his in, and they were trying to give him like $30 for each card or something. It was like ridiculous. And I was like, Max, just keep these cards. Yeah. Then he has some cards that are worth $40. So, you know what I'm saying? Everything has a price.
True.
I did just want to bring up that Sister Act is coming out with a third movie called Kicking the Habit. Definitely still gonna have Whoopi Goldberg in it, and I'm kind of pressed to see it. I love Sister Act. The first one and the second one, you can't go wrong.
They're good movies. I just have a problem with these continuations that they're making now, just because comedy is not the same. So I just feel like it's gonna be mad corny.
I don't know. Whoopi is so talented. I feel like people forget the contribution that she's had made to the industry she's in, and I have confidence that it's gonna be good.
But I mean, is it gonna be centered around her? Because if it's not,
I mean, aren't they kind of all? It's like the thing is she's the main character because she went to that place to become a nun because she was running from something else. Like she wasn't even really a nun.
But I don't know. I'm curious to see it.
Yeah, y'all let us know in the comments is she the main character or not. And then they start dropping advertisements for Mean Girls 2. They're supposed to be coming out in January.
I'm not gonna lie. If it's anything like that Walmart commercial, was that Walmart?
Yeah, it was Walmart.
If it was anything like that Walmart commercial, I'll be there.
It's not gonna be because the original girls are not in it. It's like new girls also still in high school. I seen the trailer and I was not impressed. I was like, bye. There's only one Regina George. Like,
true.
Even though everybody has a Regina George at their high school, nobody's doing it like her. Okay?
Yeah.
Exactly. And I feel like to just take the same story and put some new actors on it, what's the point of that?
They're going to try to make it new age. Like,
it's like what they did with Gossip Girl, and that is canceled now. So,
damn.
We can get into the breaks. What new music has got you, going and flowing, or
got
just
me all riled up?
Yeah.
Jeezy dropped his album. I may forgive, but I don't forget. It sounds really good. If you're into that, you should definitely head over there if you haven't already. It sounds great. He sounds great. The music sounds great. He's like a different version of what Gucci's doing. It's not as in your face. You can still feel like a thug listening to Jeezy.
Okay.
You're just a mature individual.
Thugs grown up.
Yeah.
Okay. Megan Thee Stallion did drop Cobra, and like we were talking about this being the previous episode because we were like, is it a song? Is it an album? What's going on? But it was fire.
It's amazing.
She looks amazing, which we already knew that because she's been posting gym videos for the past 6 months, and Lord, the inspo, okay? She looks good. But I also really enjoyed the song. And I enjoyed her really getting deep into some stuff and being vulnerable in her music, which she has done, by the way, on Traumazine, but nobody really listened to that album because they were too busy trying to accuse her of lying on Tory Lanez.
Which is crazy. But yeah, for all you people that are like, she's finally not just shaking her ass and stuff, she gave us an entire album being vulnerable. Y'all just didn't like the sound, and also what you just said. Like, get out of here. Yeah. But it sounds amazing. I love the content. I can't wait for the album.
Yeah, I'm excited for the album, period. I feel like it's definitely giving us Make fever, and that's like my favorite Make album that she's dropped so far, so I'm thirsty. Baby Tate, because she's not young Baby Tate no more. It's so funny when they like drop stuff off. Like, remember when Bow Wow wasn't Lil Bow Wow no more?
Child, you Lil Bow
Wow. She dropped a new album. It's called Baby Tate Presents Sexploration and Musical. It's not very long. It has like 8 songs on there or something, but I was bopping to all of them. It's definitely giving pop vibes.
Yeah.
And I love her because her music sounds so different from anything else that other people are making in the industry right now, whether it's rap or pop. And I was like, I love this. Some of my favorite songs that I feel like you should listen to is Grip, and she like basically did her spin on the Whisper song. Love that. And then also the song Wig. It's like giving everything.
I feel like I heard that, but I can't remember it.
Yeah. So what else?
T Grizzly dropped. What's it called again? T's Island?
T's Coney Island.
T's Coney Island?
Yeah.
I started listening to it. It sounds good. It's just, I may be in a different place. I can't believe I'm saying this. I'm not in that hardcore street life music phase anymore.
Wow, never thought this would happen.
I mean, don't get it twisted. If I gotta hit the block, I got the playlist ready. But he's back to his hardcore street rap.
Yeah.
And there's a time and place.
Robbing people.
Yeah.
First of all, that video that just came out, I was totally disturbed. I was like...
Actually thoroughly enjoyed that.
You would. You would. I don't even want to say what was happening in the video. You just go check it out for yourself. Just search new T Grizzly video. And
a lot of redacted things.
Okay. What else? What else you got that came out?
Ace Hood dropped a project called Body. It sounds good. He found a way to be inspirational and it not sound corny, so I think this is good for him. Because I respect the fact that he's grown and he puts it in the music. It's just, it's a thin line between not being cool.
Yeah.
And
there's like Jay-Z 444 and then whatever P. Diddy just dropped, you know. Like, just there's just a difference. Or even Drake, he never evolves in his music. It's always just the same shit. But I did like that the album was an acronym, Build or Destroy You. So and I was like, okay, what's that about?
Yeah. I mean, you know, he really on his personal growth shit and wellness. So
yeah, that's like him and his wife, like their vibe, their brand, and that's super cool to see them like coming together on that. A lot of people say they're couples goals.
I don't know if I believe in that anymore. It was a thing for me at one point.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like when it first came out and it was like, ooh, I want to be like this. Or especially if you're single and you like, ooh, I want somebody that's like this.
Yeah.
But definitely now, especially the more stuff that we see and it's exposed because like Instagram, social media. And it's just very obvious that everybody has issues in their relationships and you don't know what's going on behind closed doors. Just because stuff look lavish on the internet don't mean nothing. First of all, a lot of them clothes be free, they be borrowed. Same thing with jewelry, cars, and a lot of the stuff they have to pay their record label back for, and they basically are in debt because of it. It's not like, oh, I'm flexing now, I got so much money.
It's like you got a student loan just like the rest of us.
Dead ass is like the student loan of the music industry.
For real, like you have to pay that back.
Yeah. I was super excited because Brent Faiyaz dropped. I love him down. His new album is called Larger Than Life. I listened to it. I liked it. I was vibing with it. I think I need to listen to it a few more times to figure out like what is the songs that I really enjoyed and will like put on playlists. But overall, it was a good vibe.
I respect it. He's not really my steez. So I have no idea what's going on over there other than what I hear on TikTok.
Yeah. I feel like Brent Faiyaz is kind of like the male Summer Walker, though.
I'll take your word for it.
I love that video he did. You ever seen on YouTube, they have that series and it's called like What's in My Bag? Yeah, and I really liked his. His was cool.
Isn't that's GQ that does that, I think.
Oh, yeah. They have a lot of cool stuff on their channel.
Yeah. I like the way they, I like their visuals.
Yeah. The quality is also really good too.
Yeah. Lola Brooke dropped.
It's dropped already?
Yeah.
Okay.
Dennis' daughter. I got my ears on it. I have to get my ears on it again because I was in the shower, so I didn't hear all the words. But I was vibing. My homegirl Koi is there.
I heard they song and I really liked it.
Yeah, I mean, Koi gets it done.
Yeah, I love her, honestly. Speaking
of Koi, she has, she did an interview for Angie's podcast, Angie Martinez. I haven't gotten through the whole thing, but it's good.
I'm going to have to go take a look.
Yeah, she looks great. Per usual, honestly.
Yeah, she's so beautiful.
But Lola, I love it. Yeah. It's like New York sound. It's different. It's like, I really love that the women are bringing back different sounds of rap.
Yeah. It's like they're just really being authentic to who they are and the music they want to make instead of like going along with a trend. Like they're creating the trends. And that's just something I feel like male rappers haven't been able to do in a while. Yeah. It's like, we kind of tired of talking about lean, getting bitches, like,
yeah,
it's kind of dead. Yeah.
Y'all need to get off them drugs. For real, it's not looking good.
And they all future sons, and it's crazy because like he don't even
do that shit. Yeah. Also, Meek Mill and Rick Ross dropped their collab album, Too Good to Be True. I started playing it when I was in the shower. That's one of those. They're two artists I need to be able to hear what you're saying. So I gotta revisit. Yeah. But so far it sounds good.
They seem like something you gotta play in the car to know if you like it or not.
Yeah.
I got a question. Is it Meek Mill or Meek Mills?
Meek Mill.
Oh, okay. Because I definitely wrote Mills.
There is a rapper named Mills.
He used to be signed to Young Money. I know you're talking about.
Not that one.
Oh.
Is it Mills? It might be Millie. It's a white guy.
Oh.
New York rapper. He's actually, the nigga be spitting, but I can't.
Why would you be white and name yourself Millie? That's too close to Vanilla.
I never even thought about that.
Maybe that's where he thought it was going to get people.
That's crazy.
Well, we can finish up with the music of the week. This week, I have really been into playlists. You know what I'm saying? DJ Honeybee dropped a new playlist. Well, it's not that new. It kind of came out like around Halloween. And it's called Villain Air Continues. So she had Villain Air and this is like another playlist. So I don't know what to describe her DJing style as, but I just love it. She gives what I need. So shout out to her.
Shout out.
I also have been playing the Selena Essentials playlist. One thing need to know about me is I stan Marilyn Monroe and I stan Selena. Hardcore, period. So, yeah. I just been in that vibe, you know what I'm saying? Giving Coma LaFleur. We just had Dia de los Muertos recently. And so I was really just in my Mexican bag or whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Shout out.
Yeah. Also, still playing Mariah the Scientist to Be Eaten Alive. Love, love, love this album. I can't wait till she drops some more visuals.
Yeah. Survive. I'm still listening to Her Loss. It's still getting the job done. And now that it's like low-key wintertime again, it's like reliving it all over.
Mm-hmm.
I've been listening to Meg's new song. And also, I'm always listening to Tina Snow.
Yeah.
That's like my go-to. Really shaped an era of my life. Yeah. The Sensual Party playlist that I have, you guys need to check that out. I've been on that. It's, you know, it's gonna make you whine, but it's not gospel reggae.
Thank God. Can you share like what kind of like some of the artists that's on that playlist?
Well, I think the first song on it is Water.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
What's Shorty's name? What's her name? Is it Tyler?
Yeah.
Tyler.
Okay, now that you brought it up, we have to bring up the cover that is his name Jonathan Trevor, girl. Oh my God, from Grownish.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
with the rat tail.
Oh my God. Okay. I thought that the cover sounded amazing. I thought it was really good. I liked how he flipped the verse on it.
Mm-hmm.
But those comments was eating him alive.
People were making fun of his facial expressions.
Yeah, he was very animated and just like into it. Like,
I thought it was great. Honestly.
Yeah. I thought he was giving it energy. I feel like they be eating everybody up nowadays on Twitter or TikTok. Like, you can't post nothing because there's always going to be somebody who thinks it's cringe or whatever. And it's like, you just got to do you and not care what people think.
The comments are funny, though. I specifically appreciate the Trey Songz references. Because Trey do be doing a lot. And it's like, we've all heard you live. Relax.
Okay. He is the reason me and Jarre be saying sliding down the wall crying. Literally. Or crying in the corner. That's something we used to say all the time. Like,
what video was that? I can see it in my mind.
I don't know. I want to say it was raining in the video, but I feel like that's Love Faces. I don't know.
Is it like Can't Be Friends or something? That sounds like something he would do.
Yeah, they probably do sound like that. Yeah. Needs to be going in.
That's funny.
I also been listening to the Victoria Monet Jaguar 2. She's on tour right now. She looks so amazing. She just got nominated for a Grammy, and like, good for her because she tried to get on the MTV Music Awards and they told her, "Oh, you're not that big of an artist to go on MTV Music Awards." And for her to turn around and get nominated for a Grammy, that was just like a huge slap in MTV face.
Yeah.
I fuck with that.
Which is crazy because it... Oh, wait. No. Never mind. I'm thinking about something else. Never mind.
She literally had the hottest song for weeks when it came out, though.
Yeah.
They should have let her or asked her to perform. Not even let her, but that was crazy. Like, I would have tuned in just to see that.
I feel like that's just further proof that the people in charge of those things are not...
They not in tune with what's going on.
Yeah.
They said she get it from her mama. I'ma say you fucking right. Body
she has a Rap Radar interview.
I gotta check it out. She also did that interview recently with Kelly Rowland.
Oh yeah, I saw a couple clips from that.
Yeah. Also, speaking of Kelly Rowland, I just have to shout out the Terrell Show. This last month, he interviewed basically all the Destiny's Child members except Beyonce and who's the one that was in the second Destiny's Child, but she got cut off quick?
I don't know them girls.
Farrah. So he's had Michelle on there, Kelly, and Latavia and Latoya. And I watched part of Kelly and I watched the Latoya, and I thoroughly enjoy both of them. Latoya, the title album was so good. It was so good.
Which one is that?
That's the one that has a part of me wants to leave, but a part of me wants to be. Yeah.
That was my song.
So torn.
That was the summer after 9th grade. Had to be. Because I was in this little half summer relationship. And he hated that song. Yeah, he ended up breaking up with me.
It was a manifestation, honey. Yeah, I remember I used to be listening to Summer Walker. What's that one, the pink cover?
Over It.
Yeah, and it wasn't long before it was over.
That album is so good, though.
It is good. It is good. Anything else you listen to? That's it?
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it at that.
Okay, well. What are you making time for this week?
Making decisions in confidence and faith instead of in fear.
Love that. Now you got a good one. What am I making time for this week? Honestly, I'm making time for organization in my physical life, in my mental life, in my emotional life. I just need to get it straight, you know?
Get it together.
Yeah. I had a good start already, you know what I'm saying? I did hella laundry today.
Yeah.
And I'm proud of myself because...
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah, period. So, without further ado,
I've got time.